From Tiffany, what advice would you give to an atheist who honestly wants to find God, if he's there? I was raised Christian, but never really believed in any of it. However, I've recently been drawn to conservative views and the idea of a higher power. I saw a few minutes of an interview you did on the Rubin Report and thought you might have some words of wisdom to shine a light on my situation. I do have some words of wisdom. First of all, let me sell you my book, because I think I'd be a fool not to, but also a lot of people have found it helpful. It's called The Great Good Thing: A Secular Jew Comes to Faith in Christ, and it charts my conversion, which is not a conversion through some kind of miraculous light, but is a conversion through reason, essentially, and through beauty, through truth and beauty. And so I think that's why it helps a lot of people who aren't helped by more preachy books. But there are other great books, too, of course, like Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. And those are all things that you should be reading if you want to get in touch with God. But the most important thing to do with God, to get in touch with God, is get in touch with God. You know, his lines are open. He will answer your call. Pray to him. You know, I have a video somewhere that I think you can still find on YouTube called Find God in 60 Days. And it talks about how to pray. And it's a jokey video, but it's serious too, which is that I talk about every day, every single day, get yourself alone so you can speak out loud and pray to God for 10 minutes if you've got the time, 10, 15 minutes. Talk to him out loud. And the reason I say out loud is when you speak out loud, you finish your sentences and your ideas don't trail off and you don't go off into some kind of fantasy world of your own. You are directed to be in conversation. God will answer you. This is the Andrew Klavan guarantee. If God doesn't answer you, I will give you your afterlife back. You know, I will give you your meaningless life back. He will answer you, and do that. You know, I recommend doing it for 60 days, but do it for as long as it works for you. He will talk to you, and I think you should be reading the Bible, especially the Gospels. I think you should be reading books like C.S. Lewis's book, and I do recommend mine with a whole heart. You know, I don't feel bad about doing that. But while you're doing that, you should also be talking to God. I mean, the Bible is a way of knowing God so you don't mistake God for your father who might not have been that nice to you, and you start to think, well, that God's going to be like that. The gospel is a good way of finding out who God really is through Christ. And while you're doing it, talk to him, and you will see he will answer you. You will find amazing things happen. Truly amazing things. You will go to bed with a question and wake up with an answer. All kinds of things will happen to you, and it will be a worthwhile experience. Try it. All right.